Well, it looks like the pellets are working. I found dead and almost dead slugs and snails all over the place today. I think I've found about 24 snails and about half a dozen slugs, so it's pretty obvious which have been the most damaging to my crops. I mean, that one's just about had it now, and I picked one out of here, a couple out of my radishes which were completely stone dead. So it looks like the pellets are paid off. I can't see any more in there, so maybe the radishes will get a chance to develop. Also, I actually managed to pick some strawberries. I've got about 8 altogether, and 8 without any slug or snail damage, which is a first for me. I'm on my phone today, so I won't make a big video of this. These are my indoor tomatoes. They're thriving, and those need to go out, but I'm not doing any gardening today, just watering. I've been round and done all the watering, but it's way too hot to work in this. It was 31 degrees in the car. I reckon it's about 40 in the greenhouse here. I've got windows and doors open, and so far it's not really doing much to cool it down. But all that white stuff on the leaves seems to be vanishing, so maybe it was where I sprayed the, what do you call it, Epsom salts on it. Right, nothing has touched these since last time, so my cucumbers look set to go. Plus I brought another 3 with me. The little tomatoes there are still going. In fact, there's another one just sprouted in the middle there, so they're going well. These ones are withered away, but I'm not surprised. They've been stripped. That's one area I didn't put pellets down, and as you can see, that's obviously where they've turned when they couldn't get anything on the other side. But certainly they don't like that. The other main offenders were around my strawberries, and I've got rid of most of them, but there's still 2 or 3 there that expired. There's a couple down there on the ground, finished. There's a few of them ended up in the water butts. Round here I think I stood on one, I heard it crunch, but I can't actually see it at the moment. But anyway, I've removed about a dozen, and there were no slimy trails over my peas and beans today, so it looks like they've done the work they should have done. So I've got more beans and more peas growing at the moment, and I will risk putting them out soon. Look, peas, not quite ready to pull, but getting close. There's more on here. I saw some more earlier. I need to tie this back up. Maybe it'll be worth tying them up now. Nothing's going to eat them from the bottom up. Hey. Well, I reckon I've put a good 5 or 6 gallons down on the plot today of water, and I've fed the tomatoes. So that's my lot. These are going well. I mean, we've got flowers on them now, so they should do well. These sunflowers I transplanted from home still look wilted. They have had tomato feed in the soil, so, well, it's, what do you call it, seaweed, so it should be fine. But it is looking a bit sorry for itself, that one. And we've got a good rate of survival here. Where I put the new lettuces in the other day, they still seem to be there, although somewhat wilted, but that's not to be, well, it's not a surprise, put it that way, because they have been transplanted and they were a bit small, but they'll come back. and that little brassica surviving. Still don't know what it is. It could be broccoli, it could be cauliflower, it could be Brussels sprouts, I don't know. All I know is it's a brassica. So if anybody can recognise it from that leaf, please tell me, because I haven't got a clue. As I say, I'm quite an amateur at this. All my beetroot seeds and my radish seeds haven't come through yet, but then, you know, give them time. It's only 2 days, so they will come. Right, I'm going to wrap up now that I've given everything a good soaking, and I'll be back tomorrow with the other camera and update you on what's happening. The pond's still going well. For a change, the fountain's actually spraying into the pond. That's because we haven't got those gale force winds throwing it all over the place. So naturally, the pond level has remained fairly stable. That's good. I had to water the stuff around here as well. Oh, there were a couple of dead snails here too, so I took them and threw them out. So it's definitely more snail than slug activity, which surprises me because I thought it would be more slugs than snails. But there you go. Nature has its way. I think scattering slug pellets underneath the strawberry planter has done me a favour, because I haven't got very much further than the edge of that, and there's hardly any noticeable damage on the peas, beans and corn, so they certainly haven't got across that little patch there. The ones that went into the greenhouse have been sort of basically killed off by the pellets, so they're doing their job, and they're leaving me some strawberries to harvest, which I'm quite pleased about. Even the mint's starting to pick up again now. I gave it another good soaking today, but you can see it was stripped right back, and the chives has all gone to seed now, so no doubt that'll be 10 times as much next year as there was this year. There we go. Time to go home. So it's me, Scotty aka Jim, saying bye for now. Well, it's Monday morning and we've had a scorcher of a weekend, and I come into the allotment and look what I found in my greenhouse. Got tomatoes growing, so they've finally fruited. I'm looking to see if there's any more, but that's a side shoot there, that shouldn't be there. But so far nothing. Sunflowers nearly ready to go out. You can see they've been frizzled a little bit by the sun, as have these tomatoes here. They've just had a really good soaking. The Godisha, well, again, they need to go out, but today I'm taking Marley to the seaside, so we've got no chance of doing that. Over here in this part of the greenhouse, more casualties. Looks like the slug pellets are paying off, because 2, 4, 5, 6 snails in this little corner and nothing hiding underneath. No, oh, they seem to have all expired in that corner. Radish is going to seed here, and the crops aren't sort of growing very much, so I can't see them being much help there, much good. Those are the ones that were decimated by the slugs. Cucumbers almost ready to go in the ground, well, into growing bags anyway, and that'll be happening once I've got back from the beach. It's a bit too hot to do anything in here today, so close for now. Bye. Well, a nice little surprise this morning. It's 7:30 in the morning. I'm over at the allotment and I've picked my first crop of strawberries. I actually picked some more yesterday, about twice as much as this, from my garden in the bungalow, so I'm doing alright for strawberries so far. Everything seems to be going well in the allotment. The slug pellets do seem to have done their trick. In fact, I've actually got beans climbing now, so they're escaping the slugs and snails. And I did find some more evidence of decimation of the snail population. So they're disappearing rapidly. So now I can concentrate on growing rather than rescuing. My peas are starting to swell. Not quite ready to pull yet, but we've got a few pods on that one and a few pods on this one. So won't be long before I've got a crop. They're coming up, so pull them around, give them a little bit of a chance. I'll put a tie on that after. Corn coming on beautiful. Loves this hot weather. The beans, as I say, are having a chance to establish now, so they're growing. Although something's been right up the top of this pea here. Can only be a snail, surely. Look, it's been all the way around it. And there's plenty of pellets around here, so obviously a very determined snail or slug coming up there. I've got some more peas to put in the ground today to replace the ones that have been culled, if you like, by my ever-growing snail population. It was 35 degrees yesterday. It was reckoned to be 28, so everything is a bit dry at the moment. The potatoes here definitely need some water. They feel awfully dry, but I've got that one there is actually in flower. Blooms are open now, so I think that's going to be the first one to be extracted. Give them another few days. And look at the flowers over there. These are marquees. Sorry, these are Sarpomira, or Sarpomira, depends what you call them. Lovely pinkish lavender coloured blooms on them. They're not ready to dig out of the ground yet. My tomatoes out here are suffering a little bit, probably the heat, and the sunflowers, well, despite wilting, it's actually developing a flower, so you never know, there might be a luck there, it might come back. The other sunflowers are now climbing. This one looks a little bit lost, but it's got a ladybird on there. That's good, that'll keep the old aphids away. It's the first ladybird I've seen this season. I don't know if you can see it. Try and get in a bit closer. But they're very handy to have on your allotment. I love it. It's right up in the flower, so that'll get rid of any oh, there's one just landed on the other side, so that'll be going around eating anything that's there. I can see some evidence of some aphid activity there, so he's obviously got a few to deal with. This one hasn't fully recovered from being transplanted. I'm not sure if it will. The flower's wilting a bit now. In here, radish seeds are already popping through. It's only a matter of days, so they'll come up a bit quicker than the other ones did. Lettuces are now picking up, and no evidence of slug or snail activity. This was already damaged before I put the pellets down, so that's not fresh. Still don't know what the heck this is. It's got some sort of brassica. I discovered in my raised bed that the dark green leaves there, the brassica leaves that I saw, are actually swede. I don't even remember planting them. Now, I did put a lot of seeds down here, and they're starting to pop up. So you never know, we might even have some more crops here soon. Spring onions still coming along fine. No evidence of the new seeds popping through here yet, but I've planted some more beetroot, so it should come up. Over here, these are my lates. They're coming along quite well, and I'm just going to basically water things today. It's too hot to work, so I'll just be putting some water in. Maybe hoe this lot and get rid of some of the top growth there, because it is all fresh. That'll just hoe off. That's a matter of about 10 days there. So it just needs taking down. By golly. So there we go. And of course the pond's still quite active. Sun's not quite high enough yet to get the pump working. I'll tell you what, I've got an awful lot of pond skaters on here. The sooner I put a couple of fish in there, the better. They love those. Hey, by gum, and this tomato plant I put here by accident seems to be doing quite well. It's in flower now. I'm just going to let it grow. Might as well have extra tomatoes if I can. Again, the slug pellets seem to be working. Not so many plants decimated now. In fact, that one was, but it seems to be growing back. And so does that one. There we go. Bit of colour around the pond now. Everything's starting to come into bloom. I'm sure that's not a flower. I think that's a weed. So we'll have that one out. This one got stripped back, but it's got buds on it. So, never know. It might just come to something. By gum. Cosmos has got a head on it now, so we might be getting some flower on that. Everything's coming up nice. Good. Even the lavender has now got flowers on it. So that tells me it's nicely established now. So that should bush out. And more cosmos here. This one hasn't got a head on it yet. But hey, we're doing well. Doing well. I mean, considering I've only had this plot 6 months, I think it's a great achievement. I had a lot of help from particularly Tony O'Neill of UK Here We Grow. Came over and did a bit of digging for me when I was absent and made it possible for me to cultivate that area there. Yeah, he really helped me out. And I'm nice that the pond's becoming nicely established now as well. Still, time to get the hoe out and get rid of all that lot. So, catch you all later. Bye bye for now. Well, it's 8 AM and this is me up by my raised bed. As you can see, I've pulled some red onions and shallots because they're going to seed, and I'd rather pull them before, if possible. I identified these. I wasn't sure what they were for a while, but now I can see, maybe not on that one, but I can see from here that they're actually Swede. So they've got a way to go. Got a white onion there that was going to seed as well, so I pulled that one out. And there's another Swede, look. Somebody's pushed that out of the soil. Another couple of white onions and more Swede. And I pulled some baby beets out from that hole there, and they're going to go in a salad today. Probably chop up the tops of a shallot and use that as the spring onion, and some homegrown salad potatoes, and maybe do a little bit of chicken with it or something. There you go. So that's my raised bed coming along anyway. So I'll have to harvest some stuff out of there just to stop it going to seed. Right, back down the plot. Well, this is the last job before I go home today. I've been putting down some wood chips on the pathway here because I'm getting fed up tripping over long weeds, and here I've finally got some cucumbers in the ground, and as you can probably see, I've surrounded them with an impenetrable wall of slug pellets. I'm putting another row in here in this space tomorrow, and hopefully they'll catch a lot of sun here because it's a very open plot. The sun comes round from this side in the morning, stays overhead all day and comes off that side in the evening. So it's uninterrupted sunshine as long as there's not a massive cloud. So everything in here should be growing well, which leads me back to this. Very disappointed. It looked very healthy when I plugged it in the other day, and it's withered away, and I even put its original pot soil in with it and gave it a good watering when I put it in. But the tomatoes have come up well. All the marigolds are gone, so obviously they prefer the marigolds to the tomatoes. I don't know. And this was the other one I brought from home. Although it withered, it's now coming into flower, so that should bring a few bees in. I've done a bit of hacking here this morning, loosened up all that top weed, which I'm just going to leave to dry out there today because it's going to be a fryer today, and just got to finish watering the peas and corn, and then I'll be on my way home. And I hate those. Cabbage white butterfly. Bound to lay some eggs somewhere, so I'll end up with some caterpillars, but never mind, these things are sent to try us. Right, this is what I've been feeding the tomatoes with. It's a seaweed concoction that they sell in the plot shop, considerably cheaper than commercially available stuff. I think it was about £4 for a litre of concentrate, and use something like 15 millilitres to a gallon, so, or 15 millilitres to a litre. So that's not bad, is it? It's like 45 millilitres to a gallon. Good going. We've lost a bit of water out of the pond overnight, but I'm not surprised because it really was a scorcher yesterday, so it's probably evaporated. Right, time to do my peas and then get home. It's too hot to stay here now, it's already over 30 degrees. Bye for now.